On the table, we're back with Minecraft Minifigures TNT Series 25 and the transforming Oasis Playset. Hey everyone, it's Dan at Squirrel Stampede. Lots of Minecraft to destroy today with TNT. Very explosive. In fact, I often see these boxes have exploded somehow on store shelves. Every time I go to look for them, they're either gone or torn apart into pieces. Go figure. Anyhow, lots of great new TNT to look for, and this transforming playset looks fantastic. We've got to start opening them up, so let's see what we can find in the new Series 25.
Hey, Steve! You gotta come over here and check this out!
Oh, hey, Alex, what do you got? Oh, no. Not the TNT series.
What are you talking about, Steve?
I've been through enough of these intros to know that Steve always gets it. And with TNT on the table, I'm not taking any chances.
Oh, don't worry, Steve. The series is very deceptive. Hardly any TNT involved. Just a tiny little axolotl is all.
Yeah, right, a tiny axolotl. I'm sure it's huge and ginormous, and old Steve is gonna get ripped apart. I'm just gonna go hide over here.
The axolotl is harmless, Steve.
Well, maybe you're right, Alex. Maybe I am over-exaggerating. I guess there's nothing to worry about a giant pile of TNT and a tiny little axolotl. When you think about it, the axolotl is pretty stupid. Ooh, I'm so scared of a little salamander. Oh, crap. Ah!
Squirrel Stampede! Please break, squirrel.
And a squirrel live.
So here we are once again, Minecraft Minifigures TNT Series 25. Only 25 so far? Come on, Mattel. We should be around 47 by now. Today's unboxing is brought to you by the code number 18210BVD25. D, the letter before 25, the number in question. I still did pull from two different separate shelf boxes, so I hope this works out. Let's find out. We begin with box D. Oh, adorable. It's the Ocelot Fish remake. I say remake because I think we've seen this one before, have we not? There's a good group of redos now in this series to keep it going quite well. Okay, thinking back, the Ocelot with Fish appeared in Series 5, Ice. I know I've played with this piece a few different times, so it had to be in the collection for quite a while. Kind of a bummer to see repeats, but you know what? This is one of my favorites, so I'm good with having a couple extra. It's funny, we've gone through so many series now, I sometimes have difficulty telling what is new and what is old. My imagination playing tricks on me. This is box E. Spider Jockey. I'm pretty sure we've seen Spider Jockey before too. Also, another great reissue, repeated dude to return to the miniseries collection. Probably one many would like to have if none had before. Okay, thanks to some help from Puggo's Pizzeria, the Spider Jockey first appeared in the stop motion packs. I remember that now. I kind of thought it was like a super mob, a perfect large mob piece for the stop motion pack. The first time around with an unenchanted bow and then an enchanted bow somewhere later too. And then there was also some jockey packs somewhere in the series, but there was a wither skeleton instead of a regular skeleton on the spider. So yes, there is a spider jockey out there. It's somewhere in my studio. Gotta keep an eye out for that. The spider jockey with an enchanted bow, and it's almost basically a 2-for-1. Now on to box F. Saddled pig. Oh, when and where have we seen the saddled pig before? Pretty sure I've once placed something up onto the saddle. The saddled pig is clearly involved with this series for the spider jockey to sit on top. So far, sadly, nothing involved with this series seems to be associated with TNT. That is a shame. This is box G. Steve with a carrot. Have we seen Steve with a carrot before? I feel like we kind of have. But obviously these two interact perfectly. We can place Steve up on top to give that pig some direction. The two balance well together. You gotta get these two together. Now we move on to box H. It's Alex with a parrot. Always adorable to have a pet character. Alex holding onto a very cute parrot. Where have I seen this before? It looks so familiar. Why am I getting these all confused today? Hang on. Series 24, Stacks. That's why Alex with parrot looks so familiar. I was sitting here racking my brain. When have I seen a character hold a parrot? Here it was, the series before, 24 Dungeons, Stacks with parrot. I knew I really liked this character. It's so funny how it slipped my mind. It's like they had an extra arm piece with a parrot on it and thought, hey, let's add it to Alex. So now I'm a little less confused, although Steve with carrot is still a conundrum. At series 25, I'm going to have to do a master inventory. I am so lost today. This is box I. Creeper! The inside of a creeper with the TNT! Finally something to correspond with the TNT series! A half cut out creeper! Very reminiscent of early Minecraft toys. Remember that creeper that was around with the insides you could see? That's one I didn't pick up. So finally a first fantastic figure of the day, Creeper TNT. I like this one quite a bit. It's layered real done. I love this skull. That is such a weird thing. And the print of TNT down the side. Well done with this one. Gots to look for the TNT creeper. And look at that, it didn't... Oh, ouch! Creepers! We must be on newer items finally. This is box J. Pandas! And these are the mystery chase figure on the box. We've got two very cute little panda cubs, a black and white panda and a brown and white panda, sitting on top of the black and white panda, resting ever so comfortably. Super cute with this one, but really tiny. This is a very tiny piece. I always like when the chase rare figure is a little bit bigger, but maybe the adorableness of this one will substitute for that. That is the double pandas resting fun find of the day. And Alex seems to be enjoying her company of the day. Now for box K. It's a goat. No, not greatest of all time. It's just a goat, a mountain goat, fresh off caves and cliffs. I've seen a few of these in gameplay. They're quite cute. Have not had too much trouble with them. So a cute little goat is now introduced for Series 25. Still though, very little TNT. But I'm glad the goat is here. Alex will like it too. And for box L. Oh yeah, a bee! I was very excited for this one in the collection. Look at the cute little bee. As I believe the other bee that we've really only seen is from the cute collection, the giant bee. It's a great giant minifigure piece, but we really just needed to see a nice bee representation in minifigure style. And I think they've done pretty well with this guy. Look, even a little stinger on the back. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ah, yeah, maybe I didn't want to see a bee today. So this one's fun, definitely one to maybe look for an extra box of. Which I believe I do have an extra box here, an extra bee. One of the advantages of finding a couple extra shelf boxes this week. The last few series have been so hard to find without a shelf box being destroyed. This time I took the opportunity and picked the ones I wanted. And that brings us to box M. Oh wow! Look out, this one looks menacing. There we have the Piglin Brute with golden axe. Oops, sorry Mr. Piglin. I always like the little piglins now. They're so decorated well, and I like the little ears on them. This guy will go well with Nether Series 23 piglin with the crossbow. So now we can finally slowly accumulate a nice little piglin army. That's a good find. Just wish TNT was involved too. And the table gets more crowded. We're now on to box N. Ah! I think this one is new. Fresh for Halloween, Enderman with Jack-o'-lantern. We've seen a screaming Enderman several times over the past. Of course, I've got them all confused when and where they show up. I know this one right here is definitely Halloween. That was the Pumpkin Jack-o'-lantern series, but there's been many a screaming Enderman. They're really quite some of the funnest to group together. I think I have enough now for a barbershop quartet.
Sweet Minecraft Vlog.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Endermans. So now finally we're on over to box O, and I think this one is the big one. The one I have been waiting for since seeing the shelf box of 25. There it is! and it's so much smaller than I imagined. It's the axolotl, and it's so adorably cute.
So adorably cute.
No more Enderman Barbershop, guys. Goodness. Look at this little dude. It's so tiny. Funny to see it in pink. I always think of them in blue, maybe because they're in the water and they look blue. Or bluer. So when I saw pink for this, I was a little thrown back. It is so micro tiny. Bringing Alex to stand next to it, that's kind of the scale we're looking at. Oh, it's so adorable. Definitely a high point for the TNT series, even without the TNT. So keep an eye out for Box O, at least in the series that I have. Gots to look out for one of these. They're fun. Who invited all these Endermen? Jeez. Okay, we have one last final box. The last and final box of the day, the series that I found, Box P. We'll see what's inside. This one's pretty big. And it's a purple Strider, a cold Strider. Our second Strider of the series. We also have had in the past the hot Strider in red. So pretty much a repaint on this one. But it's a nice piece. It's a little bit larger, which I like. I always like the beefier ones. And you can give rides with this minifigure because it has such a nice solid headpiece. If Steve needs a ride across some lava, count on the Strider to help Steve out. So that finishes off the TNT series. So what a very odd series this one turned out to be. I would have really appreciated more TNT chaos than what we saw. A little bit heavy on the repeats, but there's some new cute ones in there, especially this goat and the axolotl. Absolutely a must to make this series still a fantastic collection to get into. Can't believe we're on 25, but again, we should be on like, what, 67 by now? Come on, Mattel, speed things up. At this point, we're definitely getting to 100, right? Good group of minifigures this time. Everyone give them an applause. So now we have something a little extra fun planned for the day. We have the Minecraft Minifigure Transforming Oasis Playset. We don't see too many playsets for minifigures of late. Contents 1 playset, 2 figures, 3 accessories, and a slime packet. That's right, slime is included. Also this really nice minifigure bucket. Looks pretty interesting. We've got Steve on a rowboat with a fish and a drowned with a trident. On the back of the box, you can see how the transforming Oasis playset kind of works. The little house that rests on top of this mountain cave can be used for both a dwelling and a pool. So definitely must be a fun thing to see. Let's see what's inside. Inside the box we have our mini mountain cave. A little larger than I first expected. I thought this would be a little bit smaller. We have our house dwelling to go up on top. There's our drowned with a trident, possibly enchanted. We have our little rowboat, which detaches from Steve. Did not expect. And there's Steve with his, looks like he's caught a nice fresh salmon. And of course, a container of blue slime for water. I did not expect, for some reason I thought we were going to be making the slime. I don't know why I thought that, but that is a lot easier. So around we go with a very nice little display pad. I think it will fit several a minifigure. It fills up a nice little miniature environment pretty well. Lots of little hiding spots for creepers, of course. Ooh, here's a great hiding spot there. It so much is a little miniature mountain cave. It is a little hollow when you remove this, but now you've got kind of a nice little inside playset to work with. Take your house piece, of course, flip upside down, rest inside for the pool. The axolotl really wants me to fill this pool. Pretty good timing with that figure. Here we go, let's fill in some water. A nice transparent blue slime piece. And if you give it a few minutes, it's slowly going to ooze on in. And letting the slime water sink in a little bit takes some time for it to fill in the shape of the lake, especially in some of those cracks on the side. And now the axolotl would like to take a dip. Slowly oozing on in. And of course the drowned would also like to get some water. Its skin is probably drying up. Well, there we go. One container of slime pretty much fills up the lake in the middle, although there is another lake here if you want to separate the two. I think the drowned actually is more involved with this lake right there. The axolotl is kind of halfway in. Maybe if I press on the little guy, he'll go in there a little bit. As for Steve and the boat, I think the boat will float perfectly on this. This is a fun little idea with slime. Slime has kind of been played out, so it's fun to see a different idea with it. Oh, Steve just wants to rock out of the boat. There he is catching a fish. Look at that. You can even have the fish kind of in the water as he's pulling the fish out. So there's a lot of play with this. Maybe what we will need to do is remove half of the slime. The lake is kind of bowed out a little bit. I think what would probably be best to do is cut it in half. Leave a little bit of slime in there for the drowned to slowly fill up. I bet if I left this overnight, this slime would make a nice little pool at the bottom, and the same thing up top. You just have to give it some time. It's really cold too right now, so it needs to kind of heat up. But it's a fun little playset. I like it. I like the transforming ability of it too. Let's bring the house back out real quick. There's the house. Obviously there's not much room inside because the bulk of this fills up. But there's a little spot there for Steve to sit inside. And there's enough room up on top for him to leave his boat, I suppose. Or other great minifigures. So keep an eye out for this transforming playset. A little trickier to find. I don't think I've ever spot one at Target yet. I don't know if any of you guys have. I found this one over at Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger-owned store. So somehow Fred Meyer got these. And probably on Amazon, I assume you could find one there too. Oh, and there was the bucket. Where did the bucket go? There's the bucket. So when you have a little extra slime, just fill into your bucket. Maybe a little too much there. Yeah, there's some good times with this one. There we go with Series 25. Some very interesting finds involved. I wish there was a little more TNT themed with the characters, but an axolotl is always nice to see. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel eye, and a squammet. Let us know your favorite new minifigure from Series 25. Thanks for watching. That's what I have to say about that.